Hello everyone, this is Mr. Sobjani again with an exclusive, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about something which is the melting point of Paris Olympics, and I'm going to go ahead and answer all the questions because I believe this issue has completely boiled over and nobody can actually go ahead and tell you exactly what the right picture is, and I will be going ahead and exploring this issue from various angles, and I will tell every one of you what exactly is the truth. Okay, there are various rumors floating around, there are various news snippets floating around, and nobody knows exactly what the true picture is, and that is where Mr. Shobjani comes in and clears the veil and tells every one of you what exactly is the true picture so that you can form an opinion. My intention has always been to go ahead and get the correct information to all of you. Now, firstly, I would just need to close the door of my room because it's open and somebody can come in and I won't be able to go ahead and do this video in peace. Okay, so firstly, let's talk about the issue. The issue, as you know very clearly from the um, thumbnail in my video, it's about Imane Khelif and Angelina Karin. Right now, as I speak, she has advanced to the semi-finals and is assured of the medal. The point of contention is, should Imane Khelif be permitted to participate in women's boxing, right? Because the terms being used in all these newspapers is that she's biologically male, she should not be allowed to compete, and there are various reasons based on which they are stating so. Firstly, the bout with Angelina Karin, the Italian, just lasted for 46 seconds. Angelina Karin, she said that no, I do not want to go ahead and continue with this fight because it would have resulted in serious bodily harm, and I was not fighting a woman. I cannot go ahead and continue, and she broke into tears and forfeited the match. Secondly, Iman Khalif was previously disqualified by IBA based on certain criterions. They carried on certain tests on her. The proof, or like I mean to say, the basis of those tests are not clear in those documents which they have stated, but they disqualified two boxers in two prime events IBA, stating that yes, these two boxers, even though they are female, anatomically they are female, yet because of certain factors they are stronger, and based on that they cannot be allowed to compete in women's boxing because it is not correct, it is not fair. The reason why so many questions, so many doubts have arisen is that what were exactly the tests which were carried out on these two women boxers. Now, let us try and understand what we are talking about here. Okay, first point, currently because of this issue we've got two camps. One is the pro feminine camp, which has again two camps. You know, the pro feminine camp has two camps. One is they believe that she's a female and they should not go ahead and like ostracize her for her achievements. That is one camp. There's another feminine camp, I mean to say a female brigade, which says no, she is not female and she should not be allowed to compete in women's boxing. Okay, now there's another camp, and that is of course the camp which belongs to trans individuals rights and everybody, and they are saying that she's a trans individual, so that's why they are picking on her and they're denying her a medal, whereas anatomically she is a female, so she should be allowed to compete in women's boxing and she should not be ostracized like this. So that is one more camp. And then of course there's another camp which is dead against her and saying no, she is not a female and she should not be allowed to compete. So firstly, let us try and analyze exactly what Imane Khelif is, okay? Because we need to understand her biology, her physical biology, and then go ahead and take the decisions. First point, we should not at all attack any one of the athletes. We should not attack Imane Khelif. We should not attack Angelina Karine, because the point here is everybody is attacking that individual. They are saying Karine is crying because she's soft. She could not take on a woman opponent who was very tough and hard. She's a crybaby. That is one narrative. The other narrative is Imane Khelif, he's a man. How can he fight? You should be ashamed of yourself that you're beating a woman in the ring. And this is the biggest mistake which we all are doing. We are attacking both the individuals, whereas it is not their fault at all. The fault lies with the fight between Olympic Association, Olympic Boxing Association and IBA. Olympic Association has gone ahead and completely disqualified IBA, stating that the way they were functioning, there was no transparency. So they have disqualified that body. But they were that one prime single body which was governing boxing. So they had certain rules and criteria based on which boxing was being regulated. Now, just before the Olympics, if you are going to disqualify one of the main boxing bodies which regulates boxing, you will have total anarchy and chaos. And that is exactly what has happened here. You may have a lot of questions about the way they function, but suppose, I'm just giving you hypothetically, there is a body which governs everything based on one sport, okay? Just before one of the prime sporting events in the world, you disqualify that body. Now they have got certain rules, certain regulations based on which boxing is regulated. You've completely disqualified that body. Now, Olympic Association, do they have any corresponding rules and regulations to govern boxing? I don't think so. They don't. So what we have right now is a kind of a vacuum where boxing is being conducted in Olympics without a governing body, without no governing body. Okay, maybe the Olympic Association has taken the right step, but doing it right now, just before the Olympics, right now this sport is being conducted with no clear sets of laws, regulations, nothing. And that has resulted in this anarchy and confusion, where they have created a situation between probably two unequal opponents being pitted against each other in the ring. Now from here I will explain to you the physiological part, okay, and I'll tell you why we need to have rules and regulations for these unique set of circumstances. Now what is this unique set of circumstances which we are talking about? What is Imane Khelif? Like, who is Imane Khelif? Is she a female? Is she a kind of a biological male? Whatever, can we need a clear answer, right? Now, with the fact is, whatever proof we have, Imane Khelif is a female anatomically, okay? But there is a difference. She has DSD. Now, what is DSD? It is disorder of sexual differentiation. Now, please don't get me wrong. Anybody in the rights group, they will suddenly jump on me and say, you are saying disorder. No, it's nothing like that. I am not creating a bias. This is a medical term which I am going ahead and telling you on, so that you understand, okay? Now, I'll try and explain to you medically whatever little knowledge I have, what exactly differentiates a male and a female. Maybe I'm wrong, but I will try with whatever limited knowledge I have, okay? Now, firstly, the genes are our blueprint to sexual differentiation, okay? The genes are a blueprint to sexual differentiation. So when we are born, we get one set of genes from mother and one set of genes from father. Okay? Normally, usually, a female, they are they have the XX chromosome. And I'm talking about usually, as in more than 90-95%, that is females, anatomically female, they have XX chromosome. Males, us, we have XY chromosome. Okay? Now, just when we are born, at the very inception, we are all born with X. Now, the trigger or the switch from where you go to a male pathway or a female pathway is when a person is staying with an XX chromosome, then you become a female. And when you turn to a XY, as in the Y chromosome, you became male. Otherwise, everybody would have become females. Because usually you start with X. Now, sometimes what happens is, this Y chromosome is the one of the most important chromosomes which differentiates a male from a female based on the external, physical aspects. Like there are a lot of physical aspects which are different in case of a man from a woman. Okay? Now, sometimes what happens is, and I'm telling you in this case exactly, there are individuals who are born with the female anatomy. Usually the Y chromosome creates these external aspects like the gonads, the testicles, the external factors, long legs, big shoulders. I'm just saying about a normal male characteristic. Okay? But sometimes individuals are born with the female anatomy, but they possess the XY chromosome, and it's in the Y chromosome is present. Okay, and in this case, in Imane Khelif's case, that is exactly what has happened. Now, we can't blame her, right? But the point is that this Y chromosome leads to enhanced levels of testosterone, lot of other enzymes, factors, lot of things which help in muscle growth, skeletal structure, a lot of things within a man, which makes it that usually males, I'm not saying that men are stronger than women, sorry, I'm not saying that, but usually, if you ask me, generally speaking, we are physically stronger. If you take a female who's and a man, and you train them in the same discipline with the equal quantum effort of coaching, can you say that they are equal? No. What I mean to say, do you think Martina Navratilova in her prime could have defeated Nadal? No. That's the point here. Okay? So, when you're looking at sports and when you're looking at a female, right? A person with a female anatomy who has XY chromosome, definitely that female has a distinct advantage over a female who has XX chromosome. That is the point here. It is mathematics. It has nothing to do with trans woman rights, with this, with that, shouting, crying. No. That is the point here. And has this point been addressed by any sporting body till now? No. There has not been any clear rules, regulations, bylaws, anything laid down. Why was it not being brought into the picture earlier? Because yes, we've had issues, we've had points where women sprinters with enhanced levels of testosterone have competed, and that has been brought up into question. The reason why it was not brought up to question till now was because it was not a contact sport. The moment you bring in contact sport, which involves a physical force which is being hit on your body or your face with a punch, then you will realize that this is very wrong. There are many people who are contending this point with, you see, Imane Khelif, she has lost to a woman, right? She must have lost to a woman. But that is a testament to the woman, that woman's strength and discipline and training, that she could take out Imane Khelif despite her inherent advantage which she gets from the XY chromosome. Nothing else. And there is nothing against Imane Khelif. It's not her fault. IBA has been disqualified. Now she is free to compete. Why will she not go ahead and utilize the advantage and compete in the Olympics? Because she's an athlete. But does that in any way disregard the fact that she does not have an inherent advantage based on which she, if she trains or if she is conditioned on an equal platform with another boxer, that she won't have an advantage? I'm sorry to say no. This is something which the IBA at that point of time, they actually tested two boxers. One was a Taiwanese boxer and one was the Algerian boxer. They tested them both. Of course, they must have gone ahead and conducted certain tests, and they have stated very clearly it was not based on testosterone, because they already knew they had enhanced testosterone. They tested them on certain other parameters based on which they passed a judgment that yes, they were not eligible to go ahead and participate in women's boxing. One more important point of contention is this Taiwanese boxer and Khelif, they appealed this decision and they later withdrew it. Why did they withdraw? If they knew that this is something wrong, you appeal and you wait for the decision. You don't withdraw your decision. Second point, IBA has announced prize money of rupees 42 lakhs for the Italian boxer who lost in 46 seconds. Why will they give such a crazy amount of money to her until and unless they are absolutely sure that what they are saying is not wrong? They are doing this because later on they might bring out those tests, exactly what those tests which were carried out on Imane Khelif, and go ahead and justify their action. Currently, what has happened now is people are not understanding what exactly is the gender of Imane Khelif. Imane Khelif is not a man. Anatomically, she is not a man. She does not possess male genitalia. Okay? She is a female. Okay? Anatomically. The only issue here is that she possesses XY chromosome, especially that Y chromosome, which gives her a certain degree of advantage over a general populi of women boxers. Yes, there might be 100 boxers. In those 100 boxers, there will be 2 or 3 who can beat her. Definitely. But what's the point here? The point is the other 90 boxers, she will be able to easily defeat them to reach the semi-finals or the finals. Is it fair to the other 90 boxers? Other 90 female boxers who do not possess the XY chromosome, who have just XX chromosome, who do not have the capacity to go ahead and enhance muscle growth, skeletal structure, a lot of other aspects, enhanced testosterone. Do you think it is fair to them? That's the point here. Okay. And moreover, there are no clear set of rules governing trans individuals in boxing, in combat sports. The reason why I am telling you all of this is that more than the medal, more than winning or losing, what like disturbs me is that people are not understanding what the issue is. And why am I telling you this? Because combat sport involves contact, full contact. It can result in the loss of a human life. If Angelina Karin did not pull out after 46 seconds and went ahead for one whole round, we are not sure what could have happened. There will be many more women who will be entering the ring saying that, okay, fine, we are going to take on her, no issues, we are going to fight her, and they are very proud. All women boxers, I have tremendous respect for them. They'll say, fine, we'll fight her, we have no issues, and they will not give up. Think about it. I'm looking at it from a very filmy point of view also. Think about Rocky 3. Did Apollo Creed surrender to Ivan Draco? Did he surrender? Did he tell Rocky that throw in the towel? Not. Everybody is not going to be like Angelina Karin and they say that, okay, mature person, that no, listen, this is not worth it. The Olympic medal is not worth it that I go ahead and risk my life. The Hungarian boxer went the distance. Full marks to her. There could be other boxers too who might get hurt. Because why? Because the rules are not clear. You see, when it comes to intersex, when it comes to XY chromosomes, when it comes to trans individuals, as it is, the medical terrain itself is very uncertain. We are still grappling with it in order to understand what could be the sexual identity of that person. On top of that, we have governing body, boxing bodies, who are not very clear about exactly how to govern, how to go ahead and govern these sports when it involves the participation of trans individuals. Third point, we've got a feud, a massive fight going on between Olympic Association and IBA, and IBA already has a clear set of rules and regulations which they follow to govern boxing. It may be questionable, it may have issues, they might be funded by lot of agencies which are not in favor with the Olympic Committee, but yes, that is a governing body. They know boxing, they understand boxing. Does Olympic Association have any kind of rules, regulations to govern? It is a very technical sports also, boxing. Boxing is just not brawn. Does it have? Does Olympic Association have? No, they don't. There's a fight going on between them. They've disqualified IBA. So right now, we've got a situation where there are no courts in boxing. You see, there are no courts. The Olympic Association has said, you see, we don't believe that the jurisdiction of this court is allowed, so you all are disqualified. And they are saying, we are the courts. Fine, very good. Where are the law books? Where are the law books? I want to see the law which has clear rules when a trans individual participates in women's boxing. I want to see the rules. Where are they? Nothing. A full contact sport with trans individuals participating, where it is a medical certainty. Medical certainty is there that trans individuals will have enhanced strengths than a woman based on better muscle growth, skeletal structure, etc., etc., etc. Full contact sport. It can result in death of a person. Where is it? Where are the rules? Where is it? Olympic Association? Hopelessly mismanaged, I have to say. And you can read the stories of the Paris Olympics, what is happening, or athletes are leaving the Olympic village. It's chaos. Honestly speaking, whatever little I'm reading about it, I never get into Olympic Games and what is, but this debate has got me into this, and I really wanted to understand what is happening, because people are just abusing each other. That day I just put in a kind of a that laughter meme, and somebody just called me a petty shit. I don't get it. I don't know why he told me that. Hello. And try and understand what is happening. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Just by being born as a female does not mean that you are a female. There are many other factors right now in medical science which you will have to understand to truly grasp this issue. Imane Khelif is a female born with XY chromosomes, especially the Y chromosome, which helps in a lot of other factors. Now, if you see her also, you will notice those factors, which are, for example, enhanced muscle growth, longer necks, everything. There are a lot of masculine traits or masculine physical external features which are present there. It's like, it's the raw materials which you get. The raw materials you get as a woman, the raw materials you get as a man. How do you utilize it? Can I defeat the Italian boxer? No, because I'm not trained. I'm a man, but I'm not trained like that. But Khelif has trained as a boxer. So she can take out at least 25 to 26 women. I'm just giving you a ballpark figure based on this factor, because she's been blessed with those raw materials which is being endowed by the XY chromosome. Try and understand that. Again, nothing against Imane Khelif, nothing against Karina, nothing against any boxer. I have tremendous respect for all the boxers. Imane Khelif has also gone ahead and trained hard for this tournament, and it's not her fault. It's not her fault that Olympic Association has vague, ambiguous rules for the boxing, and they have disqualified the only governing body which has a certain degree of knowledge about this issue. It's not her fault, and I have tremendous respect for her too. And I honestly think this is not what should be done. The way she is being abused, ostracized, absolutely not being done. But at the same time, even Kareen should not be done that, because she brought out a very important point, and that is also justified, that women should not be allowed to compete with trans individuals in a boxing ring. If that is the case, then even men should be allowed, that even trans individuals should be put in a ring with men also, in a boxing ring. Why aren't they being put there? Please put them also. A person who's born a man, but maybe that person has XX chromosome, let him fight. Why is the vice versa not being done? Why is that not being done? You get a woman who has enhanced strength based on her gene blueprint, but the converse does not happen in men's boxing. Why not? Even that should be done then. I hope I have been able to make you all understand exactly what the issue is here. I would request everyone to go ahead and read this paper. I know it's on the it's like a mirror image. I can't show you exactly what it is, but it's in the National Library of Medicine, and it's called Ambiguous Genitalia and Disorders of Sexual Differentiation. Again, I would just like to say one thing. I have tremendous respect for trans individuals and trans individual rights, and till the landscape is certain, if Olympic Committee really cares about them a lot, let them go ahead and make a special category for them, so that trans individuals can also go ahead and compete in those competitions. They should, because honestly speaking, it is very important that they are enveloped or brought into the folds of society, and they can also participate. But to make them participate in a full contact sport, you see why this was not coming out earlier, because in sprinting nobody is punching anyone. So yes, somebody is running faster, they will beat you by a yard or something like that, but Just to say, okay, fine, no issues, no harming is being done. But here, it's a full contact sport. Boxing is a full contact sport. You cannot make such mistakes or errors, and you cannot leave a rule or a law ambiguous. It can result in serious physical harm to the individual. And forget physical harm, look at the social media harm which is happening because of stupid people who are not understanding the issue. So I would request everyone, try and read this paper, Ambiguous Genitalia and Disorders of Sexual Differentiation. It will help anybody who wants to actually understand the issue. Listen, just by posting memes, just by posting one small story, that doesn't work, you know. Just by posting a photo of Imane Khelif when she was a little girl. Of course, she was a little girl, yeah. She was trying to form a sexual identity. That girl, now she has trained hard. 22 years later, she has become a boxing beast. So when you see the picture of her there, a very sweet girl who's just trying to grow up, who's trying to identify, understand her sexual identity, she's not understanding, she has an XY chromosome. Full marks to her, full marks to her courage. And even the Taiwanese athletes, because I know the kind of ostracization and social discrimination they go through, that they have come this far. But the fact remains that you compete with athletes on a level playing fair ground. You cannot compete with another woman who just doesn't have the necessary physical traits to fight you. It's like putting a guy with a bazooka against a person with a Sten gun. The bazooka, it's there, it's with you. You know, it's part of your inherent physical structure, and the other person doesn't have it. So, do you think that's the correct or the appropriate thing to do? It's it's not. I know maybe the analogy is not correct, but what I'm just trying to say is that if that bazooka is a part of your body, your physical body, and you get it, even though you might be a man, you're bigger than that man who just has possibly a machine gun, which is again a part of just your body. I think a clever person will understand exactly what I'm trying to say here. Because you see, again, XY chromosome determines the raw materials which you get. Okay, the chromosomes determine the raw materials you get within your body, and that is like a jump. So you might be born a female, but if you have the XY chromosome, you can run faster, you can fight harder, you can be physically stronger if taken the right training and conditioning, which Imane Khelif has done. I hope everybody liked this segment, and I would request everybody to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Mr. Sobjani, because I will bring you the unbridled truth and the exact truth so that everybody's enlightened, you know. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Take care.